Hi, this is Pedro. Have you ever felt your music lacked emotional direction or felt like it wasn't telling the story you wanted? The secret often lies in how you use darkness and brightness in your music. In this video, I'll show you how to use these concepts to help guide important choices like which keys to borrow chords from, where to modulate, or how to control your music's emotional direction through ascending and descending movements. Mastering these tools means you can create music that feels alive, expressive, and compelling. Ready to acquire your brightness toolkit? Hop in. Brightness and darkness in music can be shaped through the following, not in any specific order, but here it goes. Register. Favoring very low pitches tends to make your music sound heavier or darker, while higher pitches often sound brighter or more angelic, if you will. Chord quality. Major chords generally sound brighter than minor ones. But even within major chords, some feel brighter than others, like a C major 7 compared to a C7. You can also explore it through key relationships. For example, if you are in C major and borrow a chord from G major, the sharpened F gives an uplifting sensation, making the music feel brighter. Relative to a given key and considering the circle of fifths, moving clockwise increases brightness and counterclockwise moves toward darker keys. So melodic direction is the next one, and I might say that this is all based on general consensus that as you move up in ascending patterns, it feels brighter as opposed to descending patterns. The next one is relative modal brightness. Major modes tend to sound brighter than minor ones, and largely because of the direction intervals resolve. Modes with upward interval resolutions sound brighter than those resolving downward. Here's a quick example moving from C Mixolydian to C Ionian just to illustrate. And with this in mind, let's get to the musical examples. The first example uses two different modes on the same key, B-flat Dorian and D-flat Lydian from the key of A-flat. Even though both share the same notes, there's an obvious contrast between the minor and major chord qualities. And all while emphasizing each mode's key notes in the melody, it all clearly highlights the brightness difference. Sometimes the expected brightness by mode can be overridden by key shifts. Let me show you how you can shift to darker modes and still perceive an increase in brightness because we are moving to brighter keys. For example, moving from B-flat Dorian to G Aeolian feels brighter when it shouldn't. Add to the fact that the chord voices are in an ascending movement, this modulation hints at a sharper key center, from A-flat to B-flat. So normally Dorian to Aeolian would be darker, but here the key change overrides that expectation. In contrast, moving from B Aeolian to B flat Dorian, even with ascending chord and melodic movement, it feels darker because the key shifts to a darker center. Hey, just a quick reminder that if you like this type of content, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more. Here I experiment with moving through keys along the circle of fifths, starting on E-flat and ending on D. I focus mostly on darker modes like Aeolian and Locrian, but my goal is an overall rising, uplifting sensation as I move toward brighter keys. Incidentally, my original plan was to keep moving in order through the different keys, using darker modes, but as you heard, there's a Lydian sound in there. I made a little detour back to A-flat. It's just that I was being drawn by that sound in the context of what was happening, and in the end I opted to follow my musical instinct instead of just doing the academic thing. This just goes to show you that regardless of your plans, you can always adapt and change them on the fly. Ascending melodic motion is a simple and effective way to evoke brightness, whether in the melody, bass, or chord voice movement. Here I take a 2-bar melodic fragment and transpose it up in major seconds with slight variations. Every time the melody goes up a step, the bass also goes up a step. The bass movement also assumes an overall ascending pattern, as well as the chord voice movement, as you can see in the piano roll. Since I was already transposing the melody, I didn't want to also transpose the chord progression of the first 2 bars, so I chose to harmonize the melody more freely and not caring or thinking about keys at all. I just wanted this surprising chromatic effect as I kept moving up. Most chords I chose leaned toward the major quality, but I accepted any chord that fit the melody. Today, we explored the brightness toolkit, how chord quality, key and modal relationships, and melodic direction shape the emotional impact of your music. With these tools, you can guide dynamic shifts in brightness that tell a story and help to evoke a feeling or feelings in your music. And now it's your turn. How do you use brightness and darkness to guide your music? Share your thoughts or questions in the comments. If you want to dig deeper, check out the Beyond Music Theory book or my online courses. All the links are in the description, as always. If this video helped, please like and subscribe for more. And if you made it this far, and as usual, here's the full piece all put together. Thanks for watching, and until next time.